Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot. Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV.
Do you know that there is a publishing company that wants to make life easier for you as a writer? This publishing company is called World Inkers Printing and Publishing. We publish in all different languages, and we're looking for writers of all genres, all formats. We're looking for scholars, ghostwriters, playwrights, poets, short fiction, novelists, you name it. We're looking for anybody who is interested in writing and the craft of writing to be in touch with us. You can reach us at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. With World Inkers Printing and Publishing, you do not require a lot of money to publish with us. Contact us today at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. Become a winner with other authors at World Inkers Printing and Publishing. Give us a shot. We will surely finish you. Hi, welcome to World Inkers Network. I'm Dustin Pickering, your noble and honest host. This is episode number 285, and today we have visual artist Sonjaye Maurya. He's an eminent artist with an international audience, a master painter, a colorful persona, an artist with a difference, a painter who always has good in mind for the artists and works towards their development and promotion. Sonjaye Maurya is an inspiring story of a self-taught artist, a businessman who shut down all his business and decided to follow his passion for art and to dedicate his life to art and artists. A story of rise to success in a short span of 7 years with dedication, devotion, proper planning, and understanding of business, marketing, branding, and etc. He is also a photographer, a traveler, a writer, and a poet. That's just a shortened version of his bio. Thanks for joining us today, Sonjaye. How are you today?
Hello, Brother Dustin. How are you, sir?
So, reason we're here today is we just released the Hunger Anthology about a month ago. I'm going to hold this up and let everyone see this. This is the Hunger Anthology that Transcend Zero Press released, and your art is included. So, my first question would be, where did you hear about Hunger? Where was the call? Where did you first see the call for submissions for that?
Yeah, Brother Dustin, before I answer this, can I take 2 minutes?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, I am very much thankful to Parrot TV, to World Inkers and Hunger Anthology. Hunger being a literary magazine or a book of poetry, it gave me and my work pieces of visual arts a space of prominence in it. That was really, really grateful. That was a great gesture, you can say, promoting a visual artist in a book of poetry. And talking about Hunger Anthology, as you know, I'm a visual artist and very much connected with people, all type of creative people, may it be a visual artist, a painter, a performing artist, a dancer, a theater person, or a literary person like writers, poets, publicists, etc. So this is how I was in touch with Hunger. I've always been watching its activities, used to read the poetries published in it, and was always inspired with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Yeah.
Interesting. So you work with a lot of different types of artists, not just painters, and you work with, as you said, dancers, musicians, and, all kinds of different, genres of art. And so how versatile? I mean, that's very versatile. I mean, how would you describe like the experience of working, say, with a musician as opposed to maybe doing like an exhibit or working with the dancer? Like, you do choreography, or do you do like a set? Do you make the setting arrangements for plays, or what do you do for dancers? And I'm just curious, like, what the process is for you.
See, art is a very vast subject, and it
Hmm.
requires a deep study.
Hmm.
Like you just cannot paint a canvas without having proper knowledge or the study about the themes. So
Hmm.
all arts are very much interconnected with each other.
Hmm.
Any art form cannot survive stand alone. It has a link with a relation with each other, so it goes hand in hand.
I definitely agree with that, and my experience with writing poetry. I do a little painting here and there. I do a little music. I'm mostly into writing. That's my main craft, and I find that it's definitely true that there's a lot of interactions and convergence between the arts. So what kind of subject matter do you choose for your paintings, and what is it about that inspires you to paint?
See, talking about the first point, what you said is like whatever art, whatever form of art you are related with, whether it is writing, poetry, dance, or music, with your form of art, you are translating something,
Hmm.
right? Like if you are writing a poetry, you are creating a visual with your words. There's a picture, there's a scenery behind in front of your eyes. That is what you're describing with you. May it be a emotion, a pain, a natural effect, whatever. You are creating a picture with words. It is the same with the dancer. With their dance form, they are expressing something, some thoughts, some emotions. So as I said, it goes hand in hand. You for to express what you have painted in a visual form, you require words to express. You have to communicate. You have to say transport your ideas with the word, with the people about your work, what you have painted. For that, you may need you may need the support of a poetry or written words or music or whatever. And talking about my form of art, as I believe that art is a free flowing thing. You know, there
Hmm.
should always be experimentation, addition to it. So it should always be challenging. Every new piece of work that you create, it should be more and more interesting for you. It shouldn't become stagnant.
Right.
So I'm a multidisciplinary artist. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe I'll adopt or I'll stick to one particular style, but which I really don't wish to, because when you fit yourself into a format, at some point of time, I feel that it may become monotonous.
Hmm.
So I experiment with different themes, different subjects, different treatments, different tools that interest me, and I try to discover myself or my subject with every new work that I make. And myself, being from India, first of all, I'd like to say two words here. We just started with this interview and we didn't greet. Hello to the world, and allow me to greet the world in Indian way, that is Namaste.
Hmm.
Namaste is the Indian way of greeting, which means I bow to the divine in you.
Hmm.
With my folded hands, I bow to you. That means when I see God in you, how can I bring any harm to you?
Hmm.
Right? So that is first step toward peace. So this all goes together. Indian art is born out of its rich cultural heritage, which is one of the oldest in the world, maybe say 5,000 years or so. And India's rich cultural heritage is born out of its rich geography. Right from east to west and north to south, every 50 kilometers, there's a change in climatic conditions, there's a change in language, there's a change in clothing, there's a change in lifestyle. So when you travel across India, you will find or experience very richly heritage culture in their living, in their art form. With the world, what happened when the invention of cameras, most of the artists who all say Western artists, they stopped painting realism and they migrated towards abstract. Now, in Indian artists, no doubt, many of contemporary Indian artists they are painting abstract. But in first place, what is abstract? Abstract is an expression of realism only. Without having an understanding for realism, you cannot make abstract or any form of art. In very simple way, I'll explain you abstraction. You see a stone on the roadside and you paint it with orange color. So some saint people, they will come and start offering, say, flowers, put vermilion on it, light incense sticks. So this is abstraction of God. That God of stone has no human form, human body, hands, limbs, or whatever. But they can relate themselves with that. That is abstraction. So in India, you have many types of art, that is folk art, tribal art, we have Wali, Madhubani, etc. So any artist from India, you will find an impression of all these in his works. Even if he's painting, if he's a contemporary artist, he's painting abstracts or whatever form, that reflection will be there because that is you. That is your culture and that is your soil, you can say, that you have born out of it. Right, sir? So in my work, I paint on spiritual subjects. I extensively paint on themes related to social issues because art is just not a eye-catchy, beautiful piece of work. It is also a tool. With using this tool, we can bring social change. And that's a big responsibility. As an artist, we can, like there are wars happening everywhere. And, now you need people to act on it. We as an artist, we can say spread message of peace with our work. I also paint, say, Ganesha. I paint extensively of Buddha. My works may be abstract also, but it is very much figurative. You will find human forms in different backgrounds in my works. Yes, sir. You're saying something.
It's fascinating, the way you've described art and culture and, the impact it can have on people and their minds. I think that it's definitely true. So how would you advise a young artist who is, just coming into the business of art and trying to market or trying to promote themselves? What ways would you advise them to take that approach?
See, there are two aspects to art. One is art for art's sake, and the other one, as you said, business. So first and foremost should be making a painting. When you are painting, your intention should be to paint. Because when your intention is to paint, you will try to do your best to come out with the best result. And to make a best painting, you have to study, keep that practicing, because there are no shortcuts. It's a long process. It's a journey. So studying and practicing is very much important. And for aspiring artists, as you're saying, they shouldn't be expecting overnight development or any type of sale, because it doesn't happen like that. You have to create a name for yourself, a niche for yourself, and like any other product, you have to make yourself a product and market yourself. So along with painting, advertising, promoting yourself is very much important. Unless and until world knows you, like the old people, writer, painter, or whatever, say Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci, we know
Mhm.
through media only, the reach, the niche they created for themselves. So that is very much necessary, and one should do SWOT analysis. As if you are talking about business, as a businessman does SWOT analysis to improvise his business, even the artist should do that. They should study their strength, their weaknesses, look for opportunities, threats, and work on these aspects.
Mhm.
So just painting can make you a hobby artist, but to become a professional artist, to get the name, recognition, etc., you have to work on lot many aspects. Along with painting, you should connect with people, connect with the world. You should be reading things, getting your works published. So these are some of the points that artists must consider along with painting.
Absolutely. It's really a tough business to get your work out and available to the public. It's something I've considered myself. It's like, how does this happen? How does what latches on to people's imaginations, and why do some people become, what we call famous, and others are, just as talented or just as good maybe, and maybe not promoting themselves as actively or something, and not getting as recognized because they're not as much in the public spotlight. Maybe they lack the charisma or the ability to to get their persona out there per se. How long do you think it takes you on average for an artwork to be painted for yourself when you're working on something? How long does it take you roughly to paint a good painting?
See, first I'll like to go back to the previous point. Uh, Basically, what happens with artists, they start to paint as a hobby.
Hmm.
They paint because they love painting. You know, so to paint because you love painting, you can just go on making painting and pile up at home. That is what happens.
Hmm.
So to become a professional artist, what I suggested, along with painting, other aspects are to also to be very much considered. Now about the process of painting, see, making a painting is say it is the end product. You can say a painting or poetry. It is you are putting your thoughts, your ideas on a piece of paper with the help of paint or your pen.
Hmm.
So first and foremost is creating that visual in your mind. You dream something. Now when you dream something, then you visualize, you study, you think over it, you do brainstorming. That with that visual in your mind, what would you like to portray, or what message you would like to give? How will be the say presentation, the narration? Lot of aspects are there to a painting. So considering all those things, a painting is not a say a industrial product or a set time output. Sometimes you make a painting very fast. Sometimes a painting just uh, it keeps lying on your easel for months together, because sometimes you get that creative block, and like whatever you wanted to say through your work, or whatever ideas you have in your mind, you feel that you're not getting, somehow you're not able to translate on a paper.
Hmm.
So it's a process, it goes on. So there's no fixed time or fixed set of time, or any time frame to it, that in such so much time. Yes, they are like, see, the first thing is in artist, there are categories. One is an artist. Artist is a person who has ideas. Then comes painter. A painter is a skilled person who knows his tools. Then there are artisans. So a painter like who makes landscapes, watercolor landscapes or portraits, they can tell you, ki maybe if they are making a watercolor landscape or a portrait, they can do it in 2 hours time. Or say they are doing a oil paint portrait, they can make it in 3, 4, 5 days time, whatever. So the painters can have that fixed time frame, but not an idea, not an artist, because artist work is based totally on idea, his dreams, his visions, and unless and until he's able to transform his ideas on a piece of paper and he's satisfied with it, it doesn't stop. It is
Right.
not, the work is not complete. He still feels something is missing, something is lacking. Not
Hmm.
the look wise, but what I wanted to convey through my work.
Hmm.
Is that happening?
Right.
Because an audience should be able to connect himself or herself with the work. He should relate, he should be able to relate with it. Then only the purpose is solved. Otherwise, painting has no meaning. I
Right.
paint what I paint, that should appeal to you also, right? If my work appeals to you, then only you will appreciate my work. You know.
Right.
So this is how it happens. Yes,
Excellent.
Brother Christian.
We're going to take a brief break and we'll be back to show some of your art through a slideshow. So enjoy this break. World Inkers
Sure,
Network.
sure.
Are you curious about financial literacy? Then take a look at Professor Anthony Rivecchio's new program on Parrot TV. It's called Financial Focus University. This is an excellent program to learn about questions related to your own finances post-COVID, if how you can manage your money, how you can work with your tax situation. And this is an excellent and informative discussion of financial literacy. With Professor Anthony Rivecchio, your financial problems will be solved at Parrot TV with Financial Focus University. Welcome. World Inkers Monthly magazine is a fine source for your literary interests. It's an all-source magazine with poetry, prose, and essays and articles, as well as interviews. It's all full-color art and photography from a variety of voices and artists. You will find this magazine entertaining. This is an all-purpose readership, and we are looking for new voices. This sleek, full-color edition of World Inkers Monthly magazine will be something pleasant for your eyes as well as for your mind. And we're looking for authors for one book promotion in the magazine. If you're a business, we want to promote your business. You may submit your book reviews, your academic or non-academic articles on the humanities and the arts, as well as your literary writing and creative output to publication.worldinkers@gmail.com. World Inkers Monthly Magazine does not spare any ink. Keep inking for World Inkers Monthly Magazine. And we're back with World Inkers Network. I hope you enjoyed that commercial break. And remember, this month is our special devotion to women's for the month of women and girls, especially too, for the monthly magazine, World Inkers Monthly Magazine. So we're going to see some of Sonjaye's art here in just a second. We're going to do a slideshow of these beautiful creations he has once our producer has this together. So we're going to show these, and you can tell us a little bit about them if when they show on the screen there. If you want to tell us a little bit about what's going on and what these artworks are. There's one right there.
This one I had titled Galactic Lights.
Mm-hmm.
This is that starry effect that I could visualize in my mind. That is what I wanted to put on the paper.
Wow, beautiful.
I hope I was successful in doing that with abstract expressionism.
We can move to the next slide.
Yeah, well, this one is again abstract, but a very colorful abstract. It's an abstract landscape where I have trying to show seasons, say winter, a valley with lots of colorful flowers in it. The whole expression is abstract.
Excellent. Beautiful. Move to the next slide.
This one is Om Mani Padme Hum. This is Tibetan Buddhist mantra. The most interesting part of this is the background on what the paintings have been made are actual flags. And these flags were collected by mother of a very renowned poet, Dr. Rinjin from Bhutan, whose mother went to mountains, where in Bhutan on the mountains you have those flags, So she collected these flags, and Mr. Rinjin, he took trouble to send me these flags. So I have stuck those flags on the actual canvases, and on top of that I have painted and say transinterpreted the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum.
Interesting. Move to the next one.
This is copulation, very universal theme, without which the world will not be anywhere. It will not be there. So, with all living creatures, love, mating is very much necessary. It's nature and it's very much natural. So, like in many cultures, we find these topics to taboo. We don't like to talk about it. But I think it should not be that. Even the children should be given sex education. So here I have portrayed a couple coming together and procreating. So there's a love symbol is there, then sperms are there, going towards eggs. Pictorial representation of procreation.
Excellent. You can move to the next one.
Thank you. This is Indian Gayatri mantra, a very pious mantra. Like we start in Indian culture, we start any work with Sri, writing Sri. We take name of Ganesha. The same way we have Om, who was the Gayatri mantra, the most respected.
Excellent. Move to the next slide.
This is teachings of Buddha. There's Bodhi, there's Chhatra. So I have tried my best after studying each and every title. I have tried to interpret his teachings in visual form with the colors, the textures, the expression on the face or eyes. I think one can make out what the feeling the visual carries.
Beautiful. Okay, next.
So this is again Buddha, a portrait of Buddha. Basically, wow. Buddhism is a faith. It is not a god. So basically, there is no form to it. But we human beings, we can say we are weaklings, and we cannot relate ourselves with the superpower without keeping some idol, in front of us. So like in Muslims, they don't have a picture of God. That doesn't make them less religious,
Right.
So, but it is like that. So just to portray, to tell Buddha, though we say that it is not a god, there is no actual form, but to express his expression on the face and all those things, we take help of a form, a human face form. And as he was a prince earlier, then he took sannyas and became a monk. So his eyes, his earlobes, and all those, his hair, all that is very much symbolic. And all this I have tried to express with the abstract expressionism. You can see the face, but at the same time, you can see a very expressive, colorful background. That's it. That's the story.
Wow. Okay, next.
Here, I think I can, some jumbled up things.
Yeah.
These are the same things we saw earlier.
I think so. Yeah, I think, is that all of the images?
Yeah, I think they are all coming together here.
Yeah.
Some 5-6 images together, all together in one.
Excellent. That's some beautiful artworks. So thanks for allowing us to share your work on the show today. So have you had a chance to look at the Hunger Anthology, or have you gone through some of the work that's involved in there?
Sorry, please come again. I've seen Hunger Anthology. I've gone through it.
So what do you think? What are your thoughts on it? Just giving it kind of an overview of what your thoughts on the book are.
It's very nicely presented. The last one which had my pictures, my works, basically that was a collection of poems. So it was a black and white one, and the anthology did include some of my works, which were line drawings on this Corona theme during pandemic period when people had, and the cover is beautifully portrayed.
Yeah, I love the cover art. That was done by the editors, a friend of the editor whose name I don't know right off the top of my head, but she did the cover art with the cover design, and it's just very beautiful. I think this art, this job is just wonderful. And then the back cover,
it's very nicely done, sir. It's very nicely done.
Thank you so much.
To the artist.
You're letting us use your art for this. Let's see if I can find your page here. And this is the some of his art in the book. If you want to see that, it's wonderful. And then there's some wonderful essays and some poetry in this. $8.99, and this actually helps hunger across the world, because we're helping some people, particular individuals, put food on their table with the money that we get from the royalties from this. So, yeah, this is an excellent book, and I hope people will take a look at this and buy it who are viewing today. It's on Amazon. It's also on Padi.com. So, I'll
say that it's a very great initiative, bringing creative people to limelight. But the way the anthology or Hunger books, this World Inkers books, they publish about writers and poetry and prose. So they see the same way, if it can incorporate other form of creative people, like painters or performing artists, it will be a great initiative. Getting them also some space in your books. Like if say the books have some color pages, and the artist can show their visuals over there, it will be a great thought, I think.
Excellent. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I think that I want to be more inclusive about what kind of arts and and writings we include. Try to bring in more variety to our groupings, and just try to bring a lot. Or
maybe if not possible, along with poetry and prose, we can come out with separate special books on different themes, like paintings.
Right.
Maybe where we can you can bring collectively artists of different styles from all over the world. So it can be a good initiative.
Visual book.
Yeah, visual book.
So what would you say in conclusion of the program to the audience today? What advice would you give your fellow writers and painters and artists out there?
For all the creative people, the only message is that love your creation, love your passion, and that is the only way to succeed. So keep working day and night without thinking of any results. And about Parrot TV, World Inkers, and Hunger, these are real great initiatives which uh, they do a noble task of bringing creative people in limelight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a noble cause, and it's very necessary. Like because the painters or any for any creative people we know today, it was due to media only.
Mm-hmm.
So just
Right.
painting or just dancing or just singing or just doing your art in a, it is like winking is in a dark room, only you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
you know. So what you're doing, it is very much necessary to bring out of your closet, your studio, and show to the world. And that is what Hunger is doing. And I'm really grateful to Hunger and the entire team of World Inkers and Parrot TV. It's a great cause that you are doing. I'm really humbly thankful to the entire team for inviting me here,
Mm-hmm.
making me a part of this excellent show.
Well, thank you. And would you like to say any hellos or thank yous to friends and family and fans out there that have supported you over the years while you're on the program?
Yeah, hello to all the people, all the great people around the world, and to my friends and people in India also, and to all the creative people. Uh, Whatever things we discussed here, and the way the Dustin he brought the issues related with art on the social front, I think it must have been helpful or guiding in some way. And
Well, thank you for joining us today, and it's really been pleasant talking with you. And keep painting and keep doing your work and keep the writing coming. And we'll hopefully have another anthology pretty soon to release and work with you on that one as well. So thank you again. And if you know of anybody that you think would be interested in being on the show, just recommend them, and we'll put them on and we'll get them on the show. So thank you again. And if you guys
yes,
out
sure.
there watching today, remember to subscribe. Wrong side. Subscribe, like, share, and comment on on our videos and stuff. And so keep us moving, keep us out there in the spotlight. You can support us also financially through paypal.me/nyparrot. That's paypal.me/nyparrot. Any donation is welcome, and we'll be more than happy to thank you on the program as well. And remember that we also have World Inkers Monthly Magazine, the special women's edition this month. That'll be out early April. So if you want to submit something on women's or girls' issues, either academic some academic writing, or some kind of poetry, or any kind of short fiction you have, or anything related to women and girls that you think will be especially prominent to the factor in socioeconomic affairs with women empowerment and so forth, and female empowerment. So we'll definitely want to take interest in you guys. And I remember the Literary Parrot is also available at on Amazon. Amazon Series 1 and Series 2 are both available at Amazon.com, the Literary Parrot anthology. So we'll definitely want to have you guys take a look at those. If you haven't bought those or looked at them, we definitely want to, you want to get a look at them. It's a global audience. It's a huge endeavor that we put together, these two books. So Series 3 will be coming out pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that. And if you want to be on the program, you want to get in touch with me, Dustin Pickering, your noble and honest host, at Literary Corner at NewYorkParrot.com. And if you missed today's program, go back and watch it on YouTube We'd love to have your comments, and we'd love to hear you and voice your opinions on this program and make suggestions of who you want to see on the program. Definitely get in touch with us. And again, that's Literary Corner at NewYorkParrot.com. Now, I want to remind everyone this Hunger Anthology is $8.99 on Amazon. It's much cheaper on Padi, and you won't have to pay shipping if you're in India. You won't have to pay the exorbitant shipping rates from the United States all the way across the world. So go ahead and take a look at this. Look at this book. It's a beautiful collection of poetry and prose with art, and you'll love it, I promise. So thank you for joining us on the show. And you guys out there, if you're not inspired today, maybe we hope we fueled your inspiration. So get out there and do some writing. World Inkers Network. You know who you are. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are you curious about financial literacy? Then take a look at Professor Anthony Rivecchio's new program on Parrot TV. It's called Financial Focus University. This is an excellent program to learn about questions related to your own finances post-COVID, and how you can manage your money, how you can work with your tax situation. And this is an excellent and informative discussion of financial literacy. With Professor Anthony Rivecchio, your financial problems will be solved at Parrot TV with Financial Focus University.